Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, aka the guy that would love to be riding a Harley, and I'm not talking about a nice motorbike. God damn. With lockdowns now lifting in the UK, movies can resume filming, and we have a rumoured date for when the Batman will start shooting again. Throughout this video, we're going to be discussing this, as well as some story beats that we've been sent by two accounts that claim to be close to the film. This video is going to include a breakdown of script pages which contain a big fight scene, as well as some rumoured locations that the movie will be filming at. Obviously, there's gonna be heavy spoilers here, so if you want to go into the film as blind as a bat, then I highly recommend that you turn off now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to never miss an update on the film, and please drop a thumbs up if you think this channel is the hero that Gotham deserves. With that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our new Batman breakdown. Okay, so unless you've been living in the Batcave, chances are that you're aware that all movie production has been frozen. This isn't some crappy Mr. Freeze scheme to ruin the movie industry, and due to COVID, we've saw numerous delays to release dates, trailers pushed back, and filming put on hold. However, last week it was announced by British newspaper The Guardian that movies would be able to resume production from July, and with this, it's finally given us something to put a smile on that face. According to DC Movie News, the Batman will resume filming on the 6th of July, and this means that Matt Reeves and co will be picking back up with their shoots in Scotland and England. Just before filming was halted, it did look like we were going to be getting our first look at the Batmobile tearing up the streets of Glasgow, and this was initially reported by Scottish newspaper The Daily Record, who said the car would be seen in the city. Shortly after this, the Batsuit first look was revealed by Reeves, before we learned that the scenes were actually just for the Batbike. I think that Reeves released this first look of the suit so that fans would have a cool video and image in their mind, rather than the one that we got where the Dark Knight was just falling off a bike, which sums up 2020. Now imagine that had been the first time that we saw the Batsuit in action. Not worth thinking about, especially with all the Pattinson haters out there already. So from this, I think, the studio are showing that they're smart, and they've kind of put in place a precedent in which we'll get a first proper stylized look at things before they're shown to the public, so that the studio can have better control over the first looks that we see. Not long after the Batbike scenes, we then got the Batmobile Reveal, so it makes sense that the next thing we would see being filmed in public would be the car in action. This was given weight by some images that I was sent which showed an area being prepped for a public scene. However, filming was halted, and we've spent the last 4 months poring over every single image we can find. On a side note, has anyone managed to get any good dick pics? And I'm not talking about Robin being on set. What? So from this, it's probably safe to assume that when things start up, we will be seeing the Batmobile racing through the streets of whatever city they choose to reimagine as Gotham. Open areas have been deemed a lot safer than enclosed spaces, so it makes sense that they would choose to film outdoors over indoors, as those scenes are going to require a lot more testing and regulations. Now with filming resuming and production starting back up, comes a lot more rumours and leaks. On our last video, we covered some information that we'd received from an account that was friends with someone working on the production. These leaks lined up with things I'd heard from other sources, and though all things like this should be taken with a pinch of salt, it does seem quite accurate from what I've heard. This account messaged me again today with some further details, and they said the following. Hey Def, since filming of the new Bat movie is ready to begin, I thought I would share some other things my friend told me. Not a lot, but enough. There will be a big fight scene between Batman and a villain in a park on Halloween night. Although there's no confirmation on who the villain is, there was a giant chessboard being built before filming was shut down. The Iceberg lounge is also said to be one of the locations Batman visits. The Suffocation trap from Detective Comics 140 will also be one of the several traps the Riddler will set up. So firstly, we do know that some of the movie is going to be set during Halloween, and this was confirmed by some pumpkins that were seen as set decorations when the film was being made. The movie is also supposedly taking elements from Batman Along Halloween, so this does make a lot of sense. As for the chessboard, though we haven't seen any hints of this, the idea of Batman playing mental chess against the Riddler would provide an apt location for the two to face off at. In our last bunch of leaks, we talked about how there were supposedly going to be Riddler trophies left at the crime scenes, and seeing the almost chessboard-like floor paneling on one of them definitely makes me think that we could be seeing something along the lines of this. The message also mentions the Iceberg Lounge, which I'll get into in just a bit as it ties into the other plot leaks I've received, but bear that in mind that it comes from one source and is different to the one that we'll talk about later. Lastly is the mention of the Suffocation trap from Detective Comics issue 140. This was actually released in 1948, and the issue featured the first appearance of the Riddler, so it does make sense that Reeves would want to reference it in some ways. Not only does this issue contain elements that pull on the iconography of a chessboard, but it also features the Suffocation trap as mentioned by the account. The Riddler is known for his dastardly traps, and who knows, we may even get a villain that feels in line with Jigsaw from Saw, similar to how the Arkham games depict him. There's obviously a lot to talk about from this, and if it turns out to be true, then we're in for some big surprises. As I've said, I do believe what this account is saying, as they've told me a lot of things that line up with leaks I've heard from other sources, and not really seen reported on. This message also ties in with some of the apparent script pages that we've received, which we'll talk about to close out the video. Before we get into that though, I just want to let you know we're giving away a free copy of the MCU Infinity Saga box set to one random subscriber. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts on the leaks in the comment section below. The winner is going to be chosen at random on the 15th of July, and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. Okay, so finally I got sent some apparent script pages from an account that said they'd managed to snap some photographs of them as they were being pulled from storage due to filming restarting. I've had to blur the images and won't be showing them in this video, as Warner Brothers can strike my channel and block this worldwide for showing things that aren't meant for the public. It's a bit difficult to talk about them while still remaining under fair use, but I think I should be okay just talking about the general things that happen in the scene. Again, take this with a pinch of salt as I can't 100% verify it, but the reason that I decided to report on this is because it ties in with the leaks on the Iceberg Lounge that was mentioned in the aforementioned message by a different account. The lounge is of course the Penguin's main hangout, and this scene involves Batman fighting some of his goons. There's about 8 people that he goes head to head with, and it's very reminiscent of the warehouse fight scene from Batman v Superman. In it, he uses a number of gadgets such as the Batclaw and Batarangs to take down the group. He also just punches some in the face, which it's always a good way to go with Batman. There's a bigger bodyguard known as Igor that the Dark Knight has to take down, and from the sounds of it, it's very Arkham inspired. It features a mix of the Caped Crusader diving back and forth between the people he's fighting as he takes them out strategically one by one. These pages are quite short and don't really give away all that much beyond the kind of action that there will be in the movie, but from the sounds of it, it's going to be really visceral and it will show Batman in the way that we want to see him on screen, which is a guy that just punches people in the face. You know, you love it, you love it. I don't know how the fight ends as that wasn't detailed, but if Batman is at the Iceberg Lounge then he's probably only there for one thing, and that is of course the Penguin. He may just want information or to take him to the GCPD, but whatever it is, on paper it sounds like they're really going for something special that's full of gadgets, well choreographed fight moves, and Battinson showing that he can go head to head with the big guys. If it is true, then you've got a lot of things to look forward to, and if it's not true, Warner Brothers, yeah, give this guy a job. They made a really good fake script. That's basically all of the leaks I've received that seem like they have some weight to them, and just as a sort of a message on how I receive leaks, I probably get about 5 emails a week detailing things that people have heard, but I try not to really report on all of them as you can never verify them for yourself. The reason that I chose these 2 leaks is because both wanted to remain anonymous, so I don't think they're interested in clout, and because the first one gave leaks that I'd heard from other sources, and the other one backed them up with screenshots and elements that tied into what the former had said. I'm trying to be the world's greatest detective out here, but again, take this as speculation for now, until we know for definite whether they're right or wrong. Also, shout out to the people that sent me them, yeah? Much appreciated, and you're the hero that Gotham needs right now, so keep up the great work. Now obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on the leaks and what you take from them. Comment below and let us know, and if you missed our last video on the Batman, then definitely check it out after this. We went over the report discussing how the Joker will be featuring the film through a cameo role, and who we'd love to see cast as him. Or her, you never know what they're doing these days. Now if you want to support the channel from as little as 99 cents a month, then please click the join button below. We massively appreciate it, and as a thank you, you get access to content early. If you want to come chat to us after the show, either follow us at Heavy Spoilers or click the Discord link in the description below. Anyway, thank you for staying until the end of the video. I hope you're having a good week. You take care of yourself, I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Much love.